Start the quick panel window installation with the QP0 window drip cap flashing. Cut the QP0 the same length as the window and fasten in place. Then apply the weather-resistant membrane required by local building codes. Next, mark the grid line layout. Measure up from the bottom of the window frame 1.5 inches and mark a flashing grid line. Then measure down 3 1/8 inch from the flashing grid line and mark the panel grid line. At the top of the window, measure from the backleg break line for the window drip cap flashing up 3 1/2 inches and mark the flashing grid line. Then measure down 3 1/8 inch from the flashing grid line and mark the panel grid line. This will leave a 1/4 inch gap between the window drip cap flashing and the horizontal trim assembly, which allows moisture to escape and airflow to circulate through the system. Next, mark the vertical grid lines 1 inch out from the sides of the window frame. Install the QP course by following the main installation steps up to the panel grid line at the bottom of the window. To start the installation of the quick panel system around the window, begin with the QP7 windowsill flashing. Cut it so it extends out past the window edge by 6 inches on both sides. When a window exceeds the maximum flashing length, overlap the next piece of flashing by 6 inches. Butt the top edge of the QP7 up to the underside of the window's frame and tack in place using 3/4 inch 18 gauge brad nails. Next, install the QP7 continuous metal flashing by aligning it to the flashing grid line and butting it up to the window frame. Then apply the QP weather tape. Apply a continuous bead of Tremco Spectrum 1 silicone adhesive along the bottom of the window and up 3 inches on the sides where the flashing meets the window frame. Next, install the beige QP10 horizontal windowsill assembly. Using a non-ferrous cutting blade on a compound miter chop saw, cut the QP10 the same width as the window, and install it by placing the backplate sealant channel up against the window frame and fastening it in place with QP weather-sealed screws at 12 inches on center and 2 inches from the ends. Install the red QP11 window sides assembly backplate starting at the panel grid line. Extend it past the bottom of the window frame 3/8 and set the backplate against the window frame and fasten. When installed against the window frame, the backplate allows the top cap to install with a 1/16 gap, so that the top cap does not bind or mar against the window edge. Setting the backplate against the window will align its center guideline to the previously marked vertical grid line. Apply a continuous bead of Tremco in the QP10 and QP11 sealant channels, sealing the back plates to the window frame. Be sure to fill the channel completely with no breaks. At the top of the window where the QP11 extends up past the window drip cap flashing, fill the gap between them to prevent any moisture from entering there. Install the rest of the course at window level following the main installation steps. Next, install the QP7 continuous metal flashing on both sides at the top of the window, extending over the window by 6 inches and aligning it to the flashing grid line. Then install the black QP1 continuous perforated vented flashing, cutting it to the width of the window. And set the QP1 over the QP7. Complete the rest of the wall following the main installation steps. Please refer to the main installation video for further instructions on the 4mm ACM quick panel rain screen system. Contact us today for your free sample and no charge estimate.